Yo, what's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name's Simon Hill, Black American from Louisiana. Got my YouTube channel running. Occasionally, I do these lives. I try to do it as often as I can. I try to come out here and speak about the topics with the people, chop it up with y'all. This is still a small channel, a very small community. It's growing every single day. And I'm so thankful for people that subscribe to my content and, build with me, chop it up with me, everything like that. It's late night where I am. It's about 12:10 a.m. here in Budapest, Hungary. So people might be asleep, so I might just be talking to myself for a good hour or so. But I wanted to get on here to talk about a few things that I find interesting right now happening on this platform. I'm not too lit right now. We ain't got the vino here. We got water. So drink water, stay hydrated, and let's get into it. So on my channel, I try to keep it academic, cool. I try to keep it informative, engaging. I don't get into the gossip or the YouTube drama or anything like that. But this is a platform that I find very useful, informative, and I'm talking about YouTube in general. I watch a lot of YouTube. Ask my wife. It's pretty much the only social media site I use. YouTube is like the main entertainment source I use. And YouTube is a valuable resource for me, honestly. And I find this platform very cool, very engaging, very fun. So I think YouTube is a double-edged sword. On one hand, there's a lot of positive information out there. You can learn a lot about the world, but then also at the same time, you can get misled very easily because it's a platform that's like Wikipedia. It's open for everybody to speak, to put out content, to try to build an audience, and that sort of stuff. And when you make things accessible to everybody, you get what's called the curse of the commons, right? The idea that if we have a public space, a public space will quickly become deteriorated because so many people have access to it, right? Imagine you have a park and the park is open to everybody and everybody comes to that park all the time and nobody cleans it up or nobody monitors who goes in and out of the park, right? Pretty soon that park will become dilapidated, rusty, crusty, nasty, mucky, janky. You get what I'm saying? So YouTube can easily be like that. There are parts of YouTube that are like really messed up, and you can find some really gross content out there that can like really mess with your mind and misinform you and mislead you and stuff like that. So the thing I want to talk about is people on this platform who feed into the negative side of YouTube, really. And I don't want to bash any other black person at all because that's never what I want to do. Unless you directly come from me, I have no problems with any other black person in general. I might disagree with a lot of what you might say, especially if you're on the right or if you're a person who's, with some agenda or people are feeding you talking points on what to talk about, or if you're denigrating other black people, then we got beef. But other than that, like, I'm cool with, most other content creators. I don't speak about them. You've never heard me say the names of like the big dogs on this platform. I don't, unless they passed on, like the video I did about Kevin Samuels. So I try to keep my channel about me and my life, and I talk about what I want to talk about here. But let's talk about Cynthia G. So for people who don't know who Cynthia G is, she was a black woman on YouTube who ran a channel for a good amount of years. I don't know exactly when she started, but I remember, occasionally dabbling in Cynthia G's content for some time. Like, I feel like she was around for at least 5 or 6 years, right? And her message on her platform was to talk about how bad black men were in general, that black men are horrible in relationships, that they're abusive, that black men only love white women, that black men basically should not exist, or that black men are basically cucks who allow the white man to dominate over him and that sort of stuff. And Cynthia G's content was, very popular, but also very controversial. Like, there are some people like in the divester community or swirling community, or people who have disregard for black men who might be black women, mostly, we assume, because on the internet, you don't know who's who really. But Cynthia G's content was talking really negatively about black men for a long time. And as a YouTuber, You know, I checked on her content. Like I went to her page, clicked some of the older videos, and assuming that she didn't delete older stuff, like her content in the beginning sort of kind of like was coming from the place of we just want to critique black men on the problems they have. But as Cynthia G got bigger, she fed more and more into the more salacious parts of her talking points and her points of view about black men. And that's the crazy thing about YouTube, right? Like, it's so easy to build up an audience, and then once you find out what people like, it's very tempting to just continue to feed the beast. Feed that beast, and you can get rich easily. You can blow up easily. You can get fame easily. And that's what I think Cynthia G sort of fell into. A little bit, a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to say everything that I'm not going to say like, you know, how can I say this? Like, I know everything about her content and that sort of stuff. Because I literally used to watch Cynthia G's videos just for like shock value and entertainment and just to hear what the opposition says. Because sometimes you watch content just to find out what the others are saying, what people that you know you disagree with, what they're saying. And so you want to hear what they're talking about. And so I would check on Cynthia G's content just to hear the latest crazy news about what people are posting on Instagram or TikTok, or, you know, a white woman exposed black men in Snapchat for sliding in their DMs when they have wives or girlfriends, or, you know, Latinas talking about, you know, black men, put them on a pedestal and that sort of stuff. So I always just found it entertaining. You know what I mean? I didn't buy into any of that because in general, my opinion about the online black gender war is that it's all BS, right? It's, you know, people want to have something to fight over. And the online gender war between black men and black women, sorry, my watch hit the table. The online gender war between black men and black women is generally made by people, it's generated by people just to get clicks, likes, and views. You get what I'm saying? They take the most salacious content, the most scandalous content, and just make more content out of it to try to get themselves blown up. And that's really what it is. Because in general, there's really no beef between black men, black American men, and black American women. In general, in life, you know, you have people that you can't get along with. And I think a lot of these guys who create this content probably met a girl that they couldn't get along with, and then that bruised them, hurt them, and then they decide to just rant about that for the rest of their life. And they figure out, oh shit, there's a lot of other men who have had negative experiences. Let me feed into their negative experiences by just talking about how bad black women are, right? And how bad women in general are. That's how I think the red pill started, the manosphere started. You get what I'm saying? EU came into the chat. Salam alaikum, brother. Wa alaikum salam. Hope you and Akti and the rest of your family are all well. Alhamdulillah, we're doing very well right now. And yeah, I'm just chopping it up on the late night. I got about an hour before I have to get back to work. So I just wanted to talk about some things real quick about this platform, YouTube. So we're talking about Cynthia G, a content creator who is moderately big. She had like a few 100,000 subscribers, a lot of views on her videos. Every video she dropped was like 30 to 40,000 views, stuff like that. A lot of comments under her videos, a lot of engagement, a lot of controversy, because Cynthia G's content was talking about how bad black men are. And one of the most, how can I say, controversial comments she ever made was that if a black woman is pregnant with a black baby, a black male baby, that baby needs to be aborted. And that comment was not taken out of context. You know, I've heard her say that in debates with other people on YouTube and that sort of stuff. She was calling for the abortions of black male babies, right? And yeah, that's pretty bad. That's absolutely hands down bad. You get what I'm saying? So Cynthia G was on YouTube for a long time, for a very long time, talking very bad about black men, right? And YouTube, as I've come to discover, has a policy where generally they allow people who are of a certain group to talk about that group. You get what I'm saying? So like I can get on this platform right now and say nigga, 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 nigga all day, right? And that sort of stuff. And YouTube generally won't delete my channel, give me a strike, or demonetize the video, because the human reviewers and the complex algorithms and the AI see that this is a black person talking, so they give some leeway for that. If I was a white guy doing that, I couldn't get on YouTube and say the N-word all day, right? and I can talk about black issues in a certain way. So I can get on here, and if I really wanted to, say black women are this, they're so da, and I could get away with that generally. But if I was talking about white people in a certain way, like a certain racist way, or any other group of people, they won't do that because I'm not of that group, right? So I think Cynthia G got away with what she was doing for a long time is because YouTube has this policy that allows people of certain ethnic groups to talk about that ethnic group or that racial group or that religious group, if that makes sense. So I think what she was doing was hate speech. I think there's no other way to describe it. Like, if you're saying that black male babies need to be aborted and black men are, weak men who get dominated over by white men, I mean, maybe that's an intellectual argument you can make when we think about how black people operate in the system of white supremacy. But come on now. Like, she was just, a lot of Cynthia G's content was very, very, very high charged, meant to make you feel very, very negatively towards black men. You get what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, the crazy thing is, Cynthia G was saying how black men are bad fathers to their children, how they abandon the women that they get pregnant and all that sort of stuff. Cynthia G was saying all that, and then she got pregnant by a black man who's also a YouTuber. I forgot his name. And he left her. So Cynthia G had a baby by a guy who became her baby daddy, and then she, didn't stay with that guy. You get what I'm saying? So this is the crazy thing about the hypocrisy of all of Cynthia G's antics while she was online. EU said, did she ever explain why she had these views? And Cynthia G basically explained it in her content. All of it was taken down off YouTube because Cynthia G got a community violation strike on one of her videos about something she said, once again, about black men. I think maybe there was a movement in the community online to try to take her down. So a lot of people sent in messages to YouTube saying, hey, this is a hateful content channel and that sort of stuff. But then Cynthia G, even though her channel was, suspended, she created another channel to try to make revenue on YouTube. And that's how she finally got taken down, because that's a big no-no on YouTube. She had those views because basically she says that, we live in a system of white supremacy in the world because black men are not strong enough to fight against white men. And I think that's inherently a flawed premise to start with, right? Because black people have been fighting against white supremacy since the very beginning. At least black Americans have. And I think black men are just as masculine as white men, even though white men in general have the up on us right now, just because of the system of white supremacy that they put in place for centuries. But when we look at all the progress black men have made, black people have made in the fight against white supremacy across the globe, we're doing pretty well. When we're fighting against the armies of the world, the institutions across the world, the educational systems across the world, when we look at everything that's pitted against black people, we're actually doing pretty well in making sure that we retain our humanity and fight back against such a great evil force, which is the system of white supremacy that dominates the planet. So I think Cynthia G was speaking from the place of a black woman who's disappointed that she continues to see black men killed on TV the way we are, that she sees all the countries in Africa struggle and have to beg the white man for money. She's disappointed in seeing that black women were, subjected to sexism and racism from the others, and men aren't there to protect them because a lot of black men get caught up in the white man's jails and is stuck in his army and that sort of stuff. So I think Cynthia G, deep down inside, and I have sympathy for all black people, and that's why I'm saying this, because even though Cynthia G would tell my mom to abort me, I still have love for Cynthia G because I love all black people. I think she was speaking from a place of disappointment that black men seem like we're not fighting against the system of white supremacy. And so when you're disappointed in somebody, sometimes you lash out at them. Maybe you've had this experience as well. You know, like your parents did something that broke your heart. Like you found out your dad was cheating on your mom, or your mom, I don't know, did something shady. And you're like, damn, mom, damn, dad, how could you do that? You get what I'm saying? And so then you lash out and attack them. So I think that's where Cynthia G was coming from with all the vile hatred she was spewing about black men, honestly. Now, I said all this about Cynthia G, but does her platform need to be taken down? And I also mentioned Fresh and Fit in the title of this video because I'm going to talk about all of that. It's very easy on YouTube to get caught up in feeding the worst parts of YouTube or the worst parts of your audience. If you really want to make a lot of money right now, EU or anybody else who's watching, start a YouTube channel and just start talking about red pill content. Talk about how much women are X, Y, and Z. Why women are so bad, they're spoiled, modern women suck. You could do that right now, blow that channel up, and you could easily make an extra $1,000 a month on passive income if you really wanted to do that. If you really want to blow up your channel, create a channel, use just AI to spit out your talking points or your scripts for your videos, and just talk about how much conservative ideas are the best. Traditionalism, we need to go back to a way of life where women stayed in the kitchen and men died in the fields of Normandy or something. I don't know. Like, if you create certain types of content to feed certain groups, no matter what group it is, you can get very successful. It's much harder to be yourself on this platform and make it to that other side of financial freedom or whatever your financial goals are on YouTube. And so when I look at Fresh and Fit, right? Fresh and Fit was started by, two guys. One guy's name was Myron, and the other guy's name was, I don't even remember, light-skinned brother, dark-skinned brother. That's how I always viewed them. I never got really deep into Fresh and Fit. I watched like some of their early videos, like when they interviewed Kevin Samuels, and then off and on after that, right? So Fresh and Fit was never something I'd really delved into, but I remember when they started their podcast, like at the very beginning, when they were still only getting like tens of thousands of views on videos and stuff, and then they brought on Kevin Samuels, and he debated that white woman, and he, really dismantled that white woman in that debate about relationships and stuff. I remember Fresh and Fit, their whole shtick was like, we just want to help men get better. Fresh and Fit just wanted to tell you to stay fresh and stay fit. You get what I'm saying? Guys, keep yourself up, go to the gym, buy nice clothes, work hard at your job, be focused, don't be emotional. Like Fresh and Fit started off with this idea of trying to just make men better. But then, of course, as we're talking about what it's like to be a man in this modern age, you have to talk about relationships. And relationships are inherently different between men and women now. It's not like in the 1940s where all you needed to be was a man. If you have a penis and a job, you get a girl. It's not that easy now. You get what I'm saying? And as a man, you should be able to change with the times and modify and up your game. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of guys don't want to have to try to get better. So that's what was the inherent contradiction in like the Fresh and Fit thing. You get what I'm saying? A lot of guys wanted to get girls, they wanted to get sexy, they wanted to, drive the nice cars and live in Miami, but they didn't want to actually put in the work to do it. And so then they're complaining about women not wanting to, sleep with them or date them or marry them and that sort of stuff. And a lot of men don't understand that women just want us now. They don't need us. And that's okay. Honestly, you should be glad that women want us more than need us, right? Because back in the day, that opened up the door for our mothers to be abused, our grandmothers to be abused, that sort of stuff. When we think about all those stories that grandma told in the past about granddaddy smacking her upside the head and granddad had a whole family across town, you wouldn't want that to happen to your daughter, your sister, your cousin. So why would we want to do that to women in our lives now? Like, just get your mouth game right and you can get a girl. Keep yourself up and you can get a girl and that sort of stuff. I'm not giving relationship advice, but I'm just pointing out the contradictions in the Fresh and Fit thing. So yeah, Fresh and Fit, they started off trying to do something good with their platform and then ended up doing what? What did they end up doing? They ended up feeding the worst parts of their platform because when they're talking about relationships, they ended up going on the wrong turn. They ended up talking about how modern women are undateable. All women are basically, promiscuous in this dating market. You have to have a high value as a man. And if you have high value as a man, you'll get more women to want you. But if you are a high value man, you have the right to then cheat on said women who want you and that sort of stuff. It didn't make much sense. And it was very gross. It's very gross because that's not the goal. The goal is not to get fly, sexy, rich, and then just dirty your dick up. I don't think that's what I want to do with my life. And hopefully that's not what you want to do with your life either. Do you really, really just want to get rich, get fly, just so you can catch an STD, just so you can have 6 baby mamas, just so you can, say you got a bunch of girls blowing up your phone, blowing up your messages, causing you stress? That's not what you really want, man. I don't get why. I mean, I can understand a man that wants to, sow his royal oats. Like you want to, lay some pipe every now and then. You get what I'm saying? It sounds good on paper to say that I have, a wife, a girlfriend, a side chick, or that I got three girls. It sounds good on paper, but that's stressful. And if you've really been a guy outside and you've been dating, or if you had a lit 20s, that's not really cool, man. You've had girls, try to break into your house, key your car, text other girls, look through your phone. You've gone through the stress of dealing with, women. You know what I mean? And having one loyal chick is better than 1,000 side pieces, honestly. But anyway, Fresh and Fit, once again, they got caught up in just feeding the beast. They wanted to get rich. They wanted to be successful. They come from immigrant backgrounds. Let's keep it real. I think one of them was from Ethiopia. The other one was from like Jamaica or something. They're coming from places of destitution and poverty. They made it to America. They were second-generation Americans or first-generation Americans. I don't know. Either way, I'm part immigrant, so I know what that feels like and thinks, how that affects your mind in America. You have this determination to be successful because your parents told you back where we came from, we had nothing. There was nothing, and all these Americans are lazy. This is the land of opportunity. I know that's how a lot of people, from those backgrounds think. You get what I'm saying? So they were just grinding hard, and then they ended up in a trap. You ended up in a trap. You built this large audience that only wants to hear you do one thing: bash women, hate on women, say how women are undateable. You got trapped in a box, just like Cynthia G, trapped in a box. Cynthia G probably could have articulated very well the system of white supremacy, how it's suppressing us, how we should fight against it, how we should organize against it. Fresh and Fit probably has a lot of good advice on how to stay fit, how to keep your money up, how to stack your bread, how to ball out, live in nice cities, attract nice girls. They probably have a lot of good advice on those things. But then what did they end up doing? Getting caught up in the beast. Feeding the beast is all that they cared about. And that's sad. So let's go here to this part, to the comments. EU said, did she ever explain, or I already read that. EU said, sounds like an empty life. Yeah, it's an empty life, It's an empty life if you constantly just want to seek pleasure. And I know a lot of humans try to seek pleasure. Like, that's a big motivation for us to do a lot of what we do in life. We want to be comfortable. But, it's not just about having a bunch of sexual tryst. It's not just about jumping from bed to bed or having people jump on you. It's kind of gross, honestly. It's something we should grow out of. Absolutely. We should grow out of just wanting to constantly try to, bust nuts. It's natural to want to have sex. Let's keep it real. It's absolutely natural to want to have sex. It's natural to have attraction, but it's not natural to just make that your only goal in life or how you view the opposite gender. You get what I'm saying? Ozzy said, good riddance to Fresh and Fit. Honestly, that's the question. That's the question I'm struggling with. Did Cynthia G and Fresh and Fit really deserve to be taken off YouTube? Because I'm going to ask you guys this. If Cynthia G and Fresh and Fit deserved to get off YouTube, how come Fox News gets to stay? How come Ben Shapiro gets to stay? How come Steven Crowder gets to stay? How come Donald Trump, to some extent, gets to stay? Alex Jones got kicked off. Nick Fuentes got kicked off. God, who was the other guy? Alex Mianopoulos got kicked off. Y'all might think I'm drawing crazy comparisons. Like, okay, these are YouTubers and these are like major corporations or political figures. But when we think about it, right, who's really caused the most damage in our society nowadays? Is it guys like Fresh and Fit? Is it Cynthia G? 3 black people who were just trying to make a buck and ended up, caught up in a web of just feeding some of the worst parts of human society. Last time I checked, even though Cynthia G told black women, hey, have an abortion if your unborn child is a black male, even if she did say that, I don't think black women are running around shooting black men. Even if Fresh and Fit said all women are STD infested whores, whatever, right? I don't think a lot of men are out here abusing women now or being hurtful to women now just off of the words Fresh and Fit said. Maybe a few of those instances did happen, because I do think both of the rhetoric coming from both of them, right, could have caused damage out there in the real world. But when we think about what Ben Shapiro puts out, when we think about what Fox News puts out on the regular, what Steven Crowder puts out on the regular, they're talking about we need to bomb all of Gaza to get rid of Hamas. We don't care if every Palestinian dies. We have to get rid of Hamas, right? Something like Ben Shapiro would say. Fox News is putting out pro-racist propaganda all the time. Donald Trump gets up there and just lies and lies and lies to the public all the time, making people literally lose their life. Another January 6th could happen. Those Trump supporters, those crazy redneck white supremacists, MFs, could run up in the Capitol again and try to do what they did before and maybe even succeed. Crazy. So listen, man, if we're going to have this platform, right, that's called YouTube, right, and we want to promote peace, we want to promote civility, we want to promote good dialogue, we want to promote information, not misinformation, why do we allow on YouTube some of the biggest people who spread misinformation to be out here and to be able to monetize their content? Just because they don't curse, just because they're not talking about very controversial topics, even though their rhetoric leads to more death and destruction in this world. I mean, let's keep it real. I'm keeping it absolutely real. I don't get how you can see Alex Jones as somebody so bad he has to be taken off of YouTube and demonetized, but you allow Trump to stay, as if who has more power? Trump. You get what I'm saying? Or Ben Shapiro with what he's been talking about as well. Listen, I know we live in this country, or at least the ideas of this country, America, spread out across the world, and it really reflects into the products that we release as well, right? Like Americanism is tied to every product that America exports. And that includes social media as well. A lot of countries don't have the same concept of freedom of speech that Americans do. Americans generally feel like we are allowed to say whatever we want, because the only amendment that we really know are the first one and the second one. Then after that, we stop reading, right? So we know that we can say whatever we want and we can have a gun. That's why a lot of people come into my comment section attacking me all the time, saying like, you can't talk about Albania. Yes, I can, motherfucker. I can talk about whatever I want. And that's just the American in me, right? I can talk about whatever I want. And so when we put out these platforms, we sort of, because YouTube is an American company, Instagram, Google, Facebook, all these companies, right, that generally are owned by the same person or 2 or 3 people, but whatever. They also bring with them the culture that comes from our country, America, right? And so this idea of freedom of speech sort of gets twisted in people's minds, that they think that they can say whatever they want without consequences. And we feel like, as Americans, people are attacking our freedom of speech when we can't say whatever we want and have no repercussions. You get what I'm saying? So people like to say YouTube is censoring people and taking away their freedom of speech. They are canceling people and stuff like that just because they take away their platform and their ability to make money. But also those same people would probably describe themselves as capitalist, and nobody would say that I have a right to be on CNN. Nobody would say, Simon Hill, I walk into the CNN office, I knock on the door and I say, hey, let me in. I deserve to have the right to speak on your platform. YouTube, at the end of the day, is a private company. It might be imbued with the ideas of freedom of speech and a voice for all and no censorship, basic American cultural ethos things, But at the end of the day, it's a private company and they have to protect their bottom line, their shareholders and that sort of stuff. That's why I don't even trip that much when some of my videos get the yellow mark, meaning that it gets less ads and stuff like that. Because I understand they're running a business. At the same time, I try to follow their rules, but still try to get my message out, because it's a win-win situation. I'm sure YouTube made millions of dollars off of the back of Fresh and Fit, Cynthia G, Alex Jones, Louis Farrakhan. Got every video on YouTube has the ability to just make unlimited amounts of money. Think about this. This company runs a sort of business model where they don't even have to create the video streaming content. They sort of just have all of us put it out there and then hope and see what makes money, right? What a brilliant idea. What a brilliant idea. Even if Cynthia G's channel is taken down, people will still upload Cynthia G's content and we can make money off of it still. Even if Fresh and Fit is kicked off of our platform, people like Simon Hill and other people will still talk about it and get people to watch it and click and engage and share the content. That's a brilliant business model. YouTube has made millions, if not billions of dollars off of the same people that it tries to condemn. Think about how crazy that is. We live in a world where this platform is watched by billions of people. It makes so much money, and the company doesn't have to do anything at all. It's really trippy when you think about it. It's like a Twilight Zone episode or something like that. And so, yeah, man, should a company just be able to exploit people like that? That's the thing I'm thinking about, because I really disagree with Fresh and Fit's whole business model and everything that they talk about and what they stand for. And I wholeheartedly disagree with Cynthia G talking about black male babies need to be aborted. But is it right for that same company to say, we condemn you, but we will still make money off of you? Is that right in itself? You get what I'm saying? That's the problem I'm having with saying that Cynthia G needs to be taken off or Fresh and Fit needs to be taken off. Because while the advertisers might not like it, the crazy thing is the advertisers say, we don't like this channel. We don't like our ads running on this channel. So then YouTube says, okay, let's take down this channel, right? We'll take down this channel. But then those same advertisers can't say anything when thousands of other creators remix, chop up, splice up, edit, release new videos about that same content. It's like uncontrollable what's on this platform. And the YouTube algorithm is very powerful. Like, it can try to track down and stuff like that, but people have ways of remixing and getting past it to still put that content out there. And then comments about it. They could agree with it, disagree with it, but it still be out there. So the advertiser saying like, we disagree with that content is not what we'd like to see. Well, unfortunately, the Coca-Cola commercial on YouTube will be shown right next to the Hello Kitty TV show, right next to a girl twerking and everything else in between, right? Like, what can you really do? What can you really do? So that's why it's hard for me to say Cynthia G needs to go, Fresh and Fit needs to go, because the companies, these people will still be exploited for eternity. Once you put something out there on the internet like this live stream, it will always be there to some degree. Somebody might have it in a hard drive up there in Finland, or it will permanently be in some Google database to recreate us in the future in some AI simulation. Who knows? Once you put something out there on the internet, it's out there forever. So Cynthia G, Fresh and Fit, and everything else that's on this platform will forever be a source of revenue for YouTube. And that's the crazy thing. How come we are allowing a company to then exploit us like that? Exploit us like that. You get what I'm saying? I hope this makes sense. Because even if you disagree with what the people are saying, do you then agree with the company being able to exploit that for profit for eternity? I hope that's clear. I hope that's clear. And so that's why it's hard for me to say that they gotta go. They gotta go. But I also think it's very important for YouTubers, content creators, people with some sort of message or whatever they want to put out there in the world, that they do not end up falling into the trap of just feeding the lowest common denominator. I know we live in a world where, unfortunately, a lot of people struggle to put two pennies together. A lot of people really fight just to make ends meet. Even if you make a lot of money, you always still want more and that sort of stuff. War of Thunder with Chris says, hello, what up? War of Thunder with Chris. But I know a lot of people really struggle financially. And so we're all hustling. We're all trying to find ways to make money and grow and develop and build and stuff like that. But does it really have to be that, you know, if you find something that just is so base and crude, like bashing on women all day like Fresh and Fit did, or talking about how black men are so evil and foul and vile and that sort of stuff like Cynthia G did, if you just continue to do that and you get a lot of money from that, is that really like how you want to come up? You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with my channel right now just being like 2,100 subscribers. Every now and then I get a donation. Every now and then somebody, you know, shares my content. Every now and then one of my videos goes viral. I'm cool with that. I don't really have to be that guy that has 100,000, a million subscribers and that sort of stuff. That would be great, but it's not something I'm dying for. You get what I'm saying? And I want to be able to say I got there being myself. And I got there pushing out something that's positive, not something so negative. You get what I'm saying? Even though I made those videos like talking about negative experiences that I had in countries where there was anti-black racism and stuff like that, I always hoped that it would be educational. I always hoped that every time I talked about something on YouTube, that it would be informative, enlightening, entertaining, engaging, that it wouldn't just be negative. And like what Cynthia G and Fresh and Fit did, and a lot of these other grifters, what they do is really negative, man. And I don't get how you can put out something so negative, bashing on other people all the time, and then, you know, sit up here and be upset that you got removed, honestly. Like, Cynthia G and Fresh and Fit should have saw that it was coming. They should have saw that eventually, you know, this horse ain't gonna run no more, because we're on this platform that's becoming increasingly more woke. I hate that word and phrase, but you get the idea. It's becoming increasingly more woke. It's becoming increasingly more advertiser friendly, and they don't want people on the platform talking about black men are the devil and women are all ran through sluts. Like, nobody wants to, no company wants to pay to have their ads running on that content. So they should have seen this coming, so they can't be upset. But at the same time, man, do you really think, I don't get how people can get in that headspace to think that I'm just gonna be so negative in a public platform hating on people. There's a difference if you're on this platform and you're like defending yourself, or you're speaking out against negativity and you get a little impassioned about it or something like that. But you gotta be just like a sick person to wake up in the morning and say, oh, okay, time to make another video about why black men need to die. Or, whew, that was a good sleep. Okay, time to go for this run. And then after that, we're gonna do a 6-hour live stream talking about why all women are sluts. Like, what type of person do you think can do that? I couldn't do that. And maybe that's why I'll never be a millionaire. But like I said, guys, it's all about this on YouTube. You just want to find an audience and feed your audience what they want. And what those people found, Fresh and Fit, Cynthia G, what they found was, if you feed your audience what you want, what they want, they will always, always come back and eat more and more and more and more. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully people come and build with this channel because they find something that they want that also is positive for them. That's what I try to do. I hope EU, you find something positive. Ozzy, you find something positive. War of Thunder with Chris, you find something positive. Everybody in here building with me, I hope you find something positive here. I would hate to come on the channel and just spread stupid negative stuff. So EU in the comments says, yes, you were just reporting your experience. It's very different from what they do. Exactly, man. And I, you know, when I talked about X, Y, and Z and so country, it was only just to have a learning experience with the audience and with the people from that country. But more importantly, my people back home, because they got to know what to expect abroad. So I mentioned also in this title of this video that DJ Khaled is quiet on Palestine. And I think this is very similarly related to the Cynthia G thing, the Fresh and Fit thing, and this. So let me tie them together. Let me extrapolate. Cynthia G blew up because she was talking about a specific topic for a long time that's very controversial. It gets people clicking. Fresh and Fit did the exact same thing. DJ Khaled is a very famous Palestinian American recording artist, DJ, record producer. Sometimes he raps. Sometimes he makes beat makers. Sometimes he makes beats. He's very famous on social media. He's probably one of the most famous Arabs in the world, at least in America. And since October 7th, right, since the terrorist attack or the Hamas-Israeli war started, DJ Khaled has been absolutely quiet, uncharacteristically quiet on his social media. And usually you would expect somebody of that caliber, especially tied to a very volatile region like Gaza. I think his family literally comes from Gaza. He was born in the U.S., but his mother and father immigrated to the U.S. and he was born in the States. There's no Palestinian in the world that does not feel very passionately about the Israeli-Gaza situation, one way or the other. And so we all know what side Khaled is on, but everybody's wondering, why isn't he speaking? And my opinion is this: Khaled should not say anything if he really doesn't want to. Because what we're seeing online is a lot of people crashing out for one side or the other, and it's really going to make no difference. I said what I said about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict about a week ago on my live stream, where I said basically, I don't care. I don't care. Even though I am a Muslim, even though I want to see peace in the world, and even though I love the Arabic language and the Arabic culture, I refuse to get involved in a conflict where honestly there's nothing I can do. And on top of that, both sides of the Israeli and Arab-Palestinian conflict have showed explicit anti-Black racism throughout their history. Both sides are no friends to Black people. Neither. DJ Khaled, I'm going to put this theory out there. DJ Khaled might think he's Black now. So because DJ Khaled thinks he's Black, he might be saying, man, that ain't my problem no more. I'm being facetious. But no, honestly, if he is, I think DJ Khaled probably doesn't want to feed into the sensationalism online, okay? DJ Khaled probably feels like there's no point in me risking my career, my livelihood, everything I spent the last 40 plus years of my life building in an industry that is unfortunately predominated by the small hats, the other community who supports the other side vehemently. There's no point in me posting a Palestinian flag on social media, on Instagram. There's no point in me making a song about free Gaza. There's no reason for me to start speaking in Arabic on Instagram Live. There's no point in DJ Khaled to do that, honestly. Ain't no reason for him to do that because number one, we all know what it is. If you really got family in the trenches, if your family is really from Gaza, I'm pretty sure you would be doing something to help them. It wouldn't matter if you posted a single tweet. It would not matter if you did a single TikTok, honestly. People pressuring Khaled to talk about Palestine are really just haters. Those are haters who want to see you crash out. Those are people who say, look, Khaled, here's something for you to do to get tricked out of your position. Dumb. People are so dumb. And I salute Khaled for not falling to the bait. If a real Palestinian, which he is, he's probably been sending money to his family. He's probably been trying to send aid to the people who lost their houses. He's probably doing stuff behind the scenes with his resources that we could never do. And what's more important, Khaled putting the millions of dollars he's earned from his blood, sweat, and tears to work to actually help his people, or him being like yo dumbass on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, posting up Palestinian flags and how you riding for Hamas. You dumb. Y'all are dumb. Anybody who says Khaled should talk about this, honestly, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence if you think he should, but you're really dumb because it doesn't matter what you post on Instagram. There's only negativity that's going to be done to that. I knew as soon as I did my live stream talking about Israel-Palestine that might bite me in the butt years from now. But I don't care, honestly. I don't care. And hopefully whoever wants to attack me for that, I'll explain to them, you're mad at me about something I don't care about. I really don't care about Israel-Palestine, honestly. And I think Khaled obviously does care, but he wants to show his care in a meaningful way. You know, I don't know how many Muslims we have on here, but in Islam, they teach us that the best charity is done in secrecy. If you really are going to donate money, it's good if you donate money and I give it to you from my hand. It's better if I give it to you in an envelope and I write my name on it. But the absolute best way to give the money to you would be if I gave it to you in a way that you would never know. You would never know it was me. Khaled is probably doing sadaqah in a very, very sincere way. That's sincere with Allah. That's sincere to his heart, and hopefully God blesses him for that. We don't know what's really going on with individuals, so we shouldn't cast judgments on people's life, especially when we know what they're going to do is just cause them to have more harm. There's no way Khaled can talk about Israel and Palestine without doing more harm to himself. His literal family is dying. He probably has literal family in Gaza getting bombed on. And y'all want to tell him to ruin his own life just for the sensationalism on the internet. And then as soon as he loses his record deal, as soon as he loses his $1 million mansion, as soon as no more people show up to his concerts, y'all are going to say, damn, why'd he do that? That's the crazy thing about this internet thing. And I'm tying it all back together to Cynthia G, Fresh and Fit, and DJ Khaled, right? Cynthia G was doing all this dumb stuff on the internet, and people loved it. People were there for her for it. They were saying, yeah, Cynthia, keep on talking about how black babies need to be aborted. Fresh and Fit were getting women in the studio, getting them drunk, and then calling them all sorts of evil things to their face. And the internet was there for it. Yeah, Fresh and Fit, we love that. And then when their channels get shut down, everybody says, why'd y'all do that? Y'all so dumb. Y'all are so dumb. Why did you do that? Y'all are so dumb. Explain that to me. You can never keep people happy, and that's why you should not end up feeding the beast, and that's why I salute Khaled for not feeding the beast. Not feeding the beast at all. I'm going to jump into the comments real quick. So Ozzy says, I'm on neither side, but I do sway towards the Palestinians. Honestly, Ozzy, I'm like you too. If I really, really had to pick who is in the moral right, I'm going to probably ride with Palestine because it's not fair for people to have subjugation for that long. The Israelis love to say, oh, you know, Gaza has been free and independent since 2007 or whatever. The Israelis left Gaza and then the Palestinians voted for Hamas, which is a terrorist organization, and all they want to do is, you know, destroy Israel forever and ever and destroy all the people of Israel, right? You know, that might be true. It is true that the Palestinians voted for Hamas, but why did they vote for Hamas? It's because even when Israel left the Gaza Strip, they kept them under blockade. Nothing can go in and out of this supposedly free, unoccupied territory without Israeli control. And so, you know, that's not a free country. Those are not free people. We can't say Turkey is free if every time Turkey wants to have imports of grain or water or food from abroad, Greece has to check it first. Is that freedom? No, that's not freedom. The people of Gaza aren't free. The people of the West Bank aren't free. I really believe in the one-state solution. I think that the Israeli state should be a multiracial, multi-ethnic, multi-religious democracy that is not inherently based on Judaism as the basis of their law or constitution. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of right-wing Israelis want to do. They want to make it a Jewish state for the Jewish people based on Jewish law. And to me, that's not cool. Theocracies are not cool. I don't rock with that. So, yeah. Ozzy said, Khaled has enough money. Yeah, DJ Khaled has enough money to buy himself another mansion. I think we put a lot of pressure on celebrities thinking that they got more money than God. Just because we see, you know, Khaled in the videos flashing the rollies or riding in Maybachs or making it rain in the strip club, like we think Khaled has enough money to stop the Israeli war. I think that's really what some people think. I'm not saying to people in the chat like you, Ozzy, or anything like that, but a lot of people think, okay, Jay-Z's a billionaire, so maybe we can all get out the hood. Nah. Okay, Oprah and Jay-Z are billionaires. Nah. Okay, Oprah, Jay-Z, and Beyonce are all billionaires. We can all make it out the hood. Nah, like, come on, that's not how money works. Like, and yeah, people's influence is really limited. Like, really think about it. You know, the UN is sitting down day and night, barking out orders at each other, trying to end the Israel and Gaza crisis. Do you think they really care what DJ Khaled has to say? What is DJ Khaled gonna do to actually stop the Israeli-Gaza conflict? Nothing, nothing. Nobody could stop the Israeli-Gaza conflict. Even God himself couldn't stop this. That's the crazy thing. Because two sides are going to war. And do you know what war stands for? Do you know what the acronym for war is? We are right. Hamas is at war, Israel is at war, and both of them are saying, we are right. God can't stop that. God can't get in the way of some people who are so determined on fighting for something and neither one of them will give up an inch. It's ridiculous. And I don't care. I don't care. I want to make it absolutely clear to everybody here. If you are really this passionate about Israel and Gaza going to war, you need to be in Israel. Anybody outside of this should not care that much. Other than the fact, if you are an American or if you're from the UK or some other Western nation that gives billions of dollars to Israel every year, you need to be talking to your government about why are we spending so much money on people so far away. Other than that, we should not get so emotionally caught up in what's happening with Israel and Palestine, especially if you're black. Oh God, especially if you're black, you should not be. You should not be worried that much about Israel and Palestine, honestly. So let's go here. So War of Thunder with Chris says that does make sense. I don't know what exactly made sense, but I hope I am making sense right now. Donnie Williams says the men with the peace sign and the fist. So peace to you, Donnie. Ozzy, is there a part of you that's biased because Khaled is from Louisiana? That's funny. Yeah, DJ Khaled is from New Orleans. Wow, yeah, 504. No, I rock with Khaled. I mean, I'm not the biggest Khaled fan. He's got some great songs, but I don't like, it is Louisiana thing, but I'm just saying, man, leave Khaled alone. It's bothersome to see people on the internet goad people on to self-destruction. And that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about how the internet goads people onto self-destruction. Cynthia G is a victim of the self-destruction that the internet causes for people. Cynthia G probably based her whole financial income on YouTube, right? And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't just have one stream of income. You should do like separate different things if you really want to make money. And that's why Cynthia G is now on Patreon. She's now on all these other platforms trying to raise money and get donations. Girl, it's over. Bye. UPS is hiring. Fresh and Fit asking for donations, begging these white men. Fresh and Fit is now begging white men to pay their rent. Oh God, it's so embarrassing. So embarrassing. But the internet led them there. I'll take it even further. Boom, Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate did not have to be out here like that. Andrew Tate did not have to be on the internet doing all that crazy stuff he was doing. Andrew Tate did not have to get women to fly to Romania and slap them up and down and then try to force them to be online hookers. Andrew Tate didn't have to do that. But he was goaded into that. The internet kept saying, more extreme, Andrew, more extreme. Do more crazy stuff. Say more crazy stuff, Andrew. Keep going, Andrew. Do it. It's crazy. And now look at Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is a statistic. Andrew Tate, the man who denies his own blackness, except when it's convenient to tell you that he's not racist, even though he supports all these right-wing crazy conservatives. Andrew Tate is now another black man caught up in the system for smacking up white women. Ain't it the irony? Ain't it the irony? Andrew Tate, the half-black mulatto, the tragic mulatto that Andrew Tate is now probably going to spend a few good years in a Romanian prison because he was doing the same stuff that the white supremacists and the racists say about black men all the time, that they are sexual deviants, that all they want to be is pimps and drug dealers and live like gangsters. Andrew Tate didn't have to go out like that. He was making hella money just talking online, honestly. And Andrew Tate, once again, all of these people, Cynthia G, Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, all of them had something that they could honestly, sincerely give to the world. Just like you have something to give to the world, and just like I, hopefully, humbly, have something to give to the world. All of us have something special within us that is unique. All of us have our own intelligence, our own mind, our own way of comprehending the world, and some information that other people don't have. I am not the wisest person in the world, and you're not the wisest either, but you know something that I don't know, and I know something you don't know. And if we combine that information, we'll both get smarter. Andrew Tate was a very, very good chess player. I saw that video where he beat Piers Morgan on national TV in a chess match, and he did it like he was brushing his hair. Amazing stuff. Andrew Tate was also a very, very successful kickboxer. Very, very smart dude. He's obviously very well educated. Andrew Tate had something to give to the world. He can explain to people. He could have made $1 million teaching people how to play chess. Andrew Tate could have made $1 billion just giving game on how to be a professional athlete or becoming a trainer or something like that. Or just talking about his experiences with women with some nuance and clarity and understanding. But instead, what did he decide to do? Feed the beast. Like a lot of people on the internet decide to do. They find something, one little thing that the internet loves, some drama, some controversy, some specific topic. Oh, and he just turned it up. Yeah, women are this, women are that. You should be able to smack your wife. You should tell your wife to get in the kitchen. You should do this, you should do that. You should be the alpha male. You shouldn't wear a COVID mask. You should grab a sword and stab COVID. All this other crazy stuff Andrew Tate was spitting online. Dog, it's so crazy that that is what the internet makes us do. And instead, when you go that far on the internet, what ends up happening? You crash out. You end up in a Romanian prison trying to convert to Islam and hoping that you can get people on your side, knowing you're probably going to spend a few decades behind in the slammer just because of the internet. That's the crazy part. And that's why we have to salute Khaled. And that's also why this channel will never, ever be super successful. I'm always going to remain poor, but at least I won't end up in a Romanian jail. At least y'all won't be saying Simon Hill went on YouTube and was ranting about, I don't know, midgets. I don't know. I came on YouTube and started talking real spicy about Azerbaijanis. I was going off on the Azerbaijanis for a few good years, guys. I was ranking them. I was getting on their ass. And then they took my channel, bro. Y'all give me some donations. It will never happen. Oh, man. So that's what I'm saying, man. You have to, if you're going to be in this YouTube game or if you're going to be on the internet, we have to remember that people really are just here for the fuck shit. Everybody's online. You're watching this live stream right now because you think I'm going to say something crazy or do something crazy or have a heart attack and it's going to go viral or something like that. Everybody's just waiting for the drama on the internet. And it's very easy if you're an attention-seeking person or if you're a person who really wants to make money quickly to just feed that beast. You get what I'm saying? So don't fall into that trap if you decide to put out content online. That's my suggestion. And another thing I want to say is that even though I disagree with the idea of people saying negative things for attention, I still don't think it's right for the companies like Google, like Facebook with Instagram or whatever, TikTok, whatever, to kick people off the platforms for the content they make. But then YouTube, whether unintentionally or intentionally, still allows that content to permeate on the platform, and then they make money. Andrew Tate made millions, if not billions, for YouTube. You know how many people watched Andrew Tate content just for fun, even if they disagreed with everything they said? Millions of people at least. Now think about his fans. That's a lot of money that YouTube made just by people watching the person that YouTube says that they dislike. You get what I'm saying? YouTube made a ton of money with Fresh and Fit content as well, even though Fresh and Fit demonetized them. And when you get demonetized or deplatformed or something like that, I'm not sure exactly about the two, but YouTube can still run ads on your video, but you just won't make any money. That's what Fresh and Fit got. They got slave deals now. And Cynthia G content, even though her channel was deleted, I'm sure somebody has all of those videos stored in a hard drive. And if they really wanted to, they could easily remix them, re-upload them, and still make money for themselves and for YouTube. Now, is that fair? Is that fair, guys? We have to really think about that. Is that fair for a company to take advantage of poor people, of working class people, of people who work day in, day out to create content, And once they do something or say something that YouTube doesn't like, or the advertisers don't think is friendly, that the company can then take that person's livelihood away or source of income away, but the company still makes money off of it. That's, to me, exploitative. It's inherently exploitative. You get what I'm saying? But everybody should follow the model of DJ Khaled, which is don't crash out for the audience. Don't crash out for the dumb shit. Don't do anything just for attention. Don't even make moral statements online if it's going to cost you more. It's not absolutely worth it. There's a greater way to give help to Palestine or help the Israelis or help whoever, whatever side you agree with more, by just actually doing the real honest work. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to get into the comments real quick. Donnie Williams says, don't look up to celebs. And then Donnie Williams says, LOL facts. Ozzy did the laughing emoji. Donnie Williams says, he is jail Tate. I think he meant, is he in jail? And no, Andrew Tate isn't in jail yet, but he is facing, rape charges. And, it's bad. It's bad for him. It's looking bad. So, yeah. Yeah, that's really all I wanted to say, guys. That's really all I wanted to chop it up with y'all about. I wanted to do this quick, short live stream because I didn't do one yesterday. I haven't been releasing a lot of content. I've been working on some other stuff right now. But I just want to say, everybody, thank you for coming in, chopping it up with me. I love to hear your opinions. Let your comments in, suggestions in, anything you want to see on this channel, I'll chop it up with y'all about. Go subscribe to my other channel that I share with my wife called Backpack Bandits to see our adventures in Africa. We have some videos in Kenya coming up very soon, but we just pretty much finished all of our Tanzania content, so that's really dope. I want you also to go subscribe to the channel Culturalist Theory. I'm a writer for that channel. I write hip-hop album ranking reviews. So I released 3 videos so far. Go check out the video I made for Khalees. Go check out the video I made for Plies. Go check out the video I made for Joe Budden. They're all very dope, very good. Each one is getting better and better and better, and I get better as a writer every time. And yeah, I just want to say that, yeah, I'm a loser. I'm a loser on YouTube, guys. I'm a loser on YouTube. This channel is for my loser ass to come and chop it up with the 4 or 5 people who really want to chop it up with me. And that's okay. I want you to know it's okay to be a loser if it doesn't mean that you're going to be putting out hateful content, if it doesn't mean that you're going to tell people to do horrible things with their lives or treat other people bad. And it's also, not to make moral grand statements for no reason that are only going to cause you more harm. The point is that if we're on the internet, we should be able to own our content. We should be able to profit from it. And if whatever we put out is not to the liking of that company that allows us to put it out, then they shouldn't be able to make money from it either. Not in a roundabout exploitative way where once the person does something they don't like, they kick them out and just reap all the benefits. So that's all I really wanted to say. Thank you for watching this live stream. My name is Simon Hill. Catch me anytime. Turn on the notifications, subscribe, like, share.